Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to give Mr. Koskinen a break here for a minute and talk with Mr. Lightfoot, if that's okay.
I don't want you to think that's not appreciated.
Well, that doesn't mean I won't come back to you. Mr. Lightfoot, NASA's done a good job in making progress on getting off the high-risk list, but there's still some issues. I'm obviously from Alabama. NASA's a major presence in our state. But there have been some issues with rebaselining cost and schedule on in light of management and technical issues. Can you address that on some of your projects?
Yes, sir. We have the process we go through where we review these projects on a routine basis. We have some, while we've had some that have done really well, we continue to make good progress on those 8 out of the last 9 that have launched that came in under the baseline. Once we go through confirmation, what we call confirmation of a project, which moves it from formulation to development, that's when we make a commitment for a certain cost and schedule that we're going to try to live to. The process we have where we review those all monthly, occasionally we have one that pops up and it gives us an issue. We've had 2 of those, the Space Ground Sustainment System that we have, and then the ISAT-2 project, which are two issues we have going, where we were required to then go back and baseline. When you re-baseline, you go through a process of analysis of alternatives. Is there another way you can get that particular mission accomplished? Can you de-scope the existing mission so that you can still stay within the cap? So that's what that's the process we go through. Each one of those has lessons. Those lessons, one of the things that we've been really working on is factoring those back in and continuing to improve our process as we go forward for the rest of those projects.
At a prior time in my life, I worked for a couple of major engineering companies, and one of the things that drives a client crazy, particularly one paying the bill, is change orders. You've got some projects that I don't know if it's a result of design changes or poor design to begin with that are running some substantial overruns on change orders. Could you address that?
Yes, sir. I think the one you're talking about in particular is the ground systems project that we had. This was the first time that we've actually applied the same project management methodology that we had for the spacecraft that we've been flying to a ground system. Mm-hmm. And one of the things, that's an upgrade to our ground networks that actually communicate with all the satellites we have on orbit. That system is basically becoming obsolete. So what we did is we went out and we tried, we knew we had a pretty large job in front of us, and we said, let's try those program project techniques that we've been doing for spacecraft, one-of-a-kind things, to a ground system. We've learned a few lessons in that process. The the first one is that we have to be very clear on our requirements, much to what you're talking about, and understand and make sure we understand that the contractor that's doing that work understands those requirements as well. So we've gone back and forth with this in terms of trying to define better the expectations we have for the contractor and then managing that contractor. In this particular case, we've changed out the entire contract management team and the team that we have in terms of our managing it. And since we've done that, we have managed to stay, from an earned value perspective, we stayed at the levels that we expected.
So this is, would you say this is the result of a design of a project that the schedule dictated the design, or is this something where you're entering a new area and you're designing as you go?
Now, I think this is a case where we underestimated the type of work we needed to do to deal with the obsolescence issues that we had in front of us in terms of designing the software system that we were putting in place with the new equipment.
All right. I believe that's all I have. I'll yield the balance of my time.